Hey everybody, Michael Snyder. California Weather Watch. Today is September 4th, and right now we're looking at the mid-level water vapor loop. You can see the state of California is here. This is the big ridge that is building over the west coast of North America and bringing our much anticipated heat wave for the entire west coast of North America here, all the way up into British Columbia. And we're going to dive into some of those details. We're going to take a look at the fires that are going on out there, and we're going to take a look at some fantasy forecasts because the European and the GFS have shown something interesting in some of the extended model runs here. So we'll take a look at that, and you might find it interesting here, but of course it is just a fantasy forecast at this point. However, we do have heat advisories up and down the west coast of North America, some excessive heat warnings in place for Southern California and portions of the Pacific Northwest as well. So taking a look at San Diego National Weather Service, we even have the heat advisory all the way out to some of the coastal areas here, and you can see still not anything compared to what's going on inland. Thermal and Palm Springs up towards 115 degrees, for example. Look at Means Lake at 106, and this is looking for the temperatures tomorrow: 118 Palm Springs, thermal 116. But look at Ontario, Riverside, and San Bernardino getting up towards 110 degrees. Even Oceanside there at 90 degrees, and San Diego 86 right in the immediate coastline. But look at Anaheim warming up quite nicely as well, 103. And this is San Francisco National Weather Service. I just thought I'd bring this up here because, it is fairly rare when the temperatures do get in towards the 80s for downtown San Francisco here. So heads up for that. This goes on and through this evening. And you can see, for the most part, it's generally right off the coastal areas where the heat advisory exists, including Stockton, Merced, and Fresno. So this is Northern California. Again, we got the Thursday heat risk coming up here. As you can see, of course, the interior areas, like pretty typical here, are going to be warmer. Now, I wanted to point this out for Las Vegas as well. So meteorological summer is June, July, and August, and it was officially the hottest summer on record for the city of Las Vegas. So very interesting there. You can see the average night temperature smashed the previous record. That was set back in 1940, 107.6, and the average temperature a staggering 96.2. Look at the average low right up towards 85 degrees. Also for Phoenix, Arizona, and for Yuma, Arizona, was also the warmest meteorological summer on record. You can see Phoenix just absolutely blew away what was last year's record, and you can see how a lot of these records have been in the most recent time frame here in the last decade or so. And Yuma as well broke their all-time record warmest meteorological summer. Set it back about 30 years ago, 95.3 in 2006, 2016. You can see there as well. Now, also I wanted to point this out here for Phoenix, Arizona, 100 straight days at 100 or more degrees and above. This goes all the way through May 27th through September 3rd. So the entire meteorological summer had high temperatures above 100 degrees. Very impressive. So take a look at what is coming up here. You can see that we're looking at the state of California here. This is lightning flash density potential. This is the European map. We're going to scroll through this, and as we go through the day tomorrow, you see a little bit of activity maybe for the Sierra Nevada, and as we go on in through Friday as well. And then we get a bit of a moisture surge down into portions of Southern California, Arizona, and possibly out towards Las Vegas as we get through Saturday. And then Sunday, that's already on the wane here, as you can see. Well, it's going to be on the wane a bit here. This goes on in through Saturday. Maybe one more little moisture push here as we go through the day Sunday. But then we've got a potential trough coming in here that's going to start to cool us down, and we'll take a look at that coming up here as well. And also a tropical system in some of the fantasy forecasts is trying to creep up towards Baja and in towards the southwest. So if we take a look at this is yesterday afternoon's European model run. This is the ridge with the big heat wave here in the meantime across much of the Pacific Northwest. A weak upper level low right there. But then we start to bring this system in here as we go on in towards next week. And that could start to cool us down here across the region. So we're watching for that one. And then again, the models have been showing something trying to creep out of the tropics here back up into the area. Be watching that closely here. Purely a fantasy forecast at this point. It's just entertainment right now, but it is that time of year where you start to get some of this tropical moisture back up into the southwest. That's the only reason why I really mention it, is climatologically speaking, at that time of year where you can get some of that moisture up into the area. So if we look at the European on the left versus the GFS on the right, this is yesterday afternoon's run. I'm going to put this into motion here, and then we'll update the GFS. And so we're going to take a look at the upper level low kind of swinging by, dropping our temperatures down. But you can see both models have it right towards Baja here, that tropical system trying to bring some moisture up into the region as we go through the extended model run there. So yeah, something we'll be watching here. It is that time of year, after all. So looking at the GFS, this is a 06Z run. So the one I just showed you was from the 0Z run. That was yesterday. We're going to put this into motion. This is mean sea level pressure. So what we're also looking for here is if we get any big ridges of high pressure, you see the surface highs across the Great Basin tend to drive those offshore wind events here. And we kind of watch out for that. But I don't see anything like that here in any of the model runs. As I checked yesterday as well, not seeing any kind of Santa Ana wind event. But then we start to look here and you can see the 06Z also has that tropical system kind of moving up Baja into the southwest USA. So we'll be watching that day by day. No promises just yet. It is a fantasy forecast as of right now. So looking at the GFS 2-meter temperature anomaly, if I put this into motion, you can see the heat is going to be dominating our weather for the next few days. And then we start to bring that upper level trough into here and we start to cool things down. And some of the models have been showing us going below average here across some of California and Nevada. So that is something interesting to watch as well. That would be a nice flip side to this heat wave that we are going to be having here currently. And it's going to extend on through the weekend coming up. So taking a look at the actual temperatures, daily max 2-meter temperature. This is the National Blend of Models. This is for today, Wednesday, September 4th. You can see some temperatures 105 all the way up the Sacramento Valley, possibly 105 down through the San Joaquin Valley as well. And even the coastal areas warming up a bit here. It's nothing too extreme, but it'll be noteworthy. You'll notice it out there. Here we go through tomorrow. There's Thursday, Friday, still quite warm for the next 3 days. And Saturday, a little bit of a drop off here, and we start to get some areas back down below 100 degrees across the Sacramento Valley. And the San Joaquin Valley is still quite warm. Then we go through Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. You can kind of see how we start to cool things down with that upper level trough trying to roll through here. So this would be quite nice. Something to look forward to there. But again, we'll be watching it, breaking it down day by day to see just how much we are going to cool off as we start to head towards the mid portion of September. Now, take a look at the 6 to 10 day. You can go see this goes through September 13th, but we do start to bring the temperatures down maybe a little bit, or at least the odds of being above average at that point. Here's the 6 to 10 day, and if one of these systems lines up just right, maybe it'll bring some precipitation into central and northern California, but this doesn't take into account, it doesn't look like some of that tropical moisture that may try to move up there. Here's the 8 to 14 day, some near normal starting to appear for central and northern California, and then the 8 to 14 day here also. And again, we'll be watching this, take that with a grain of salt. I wanted to show you this. This is the drought monitor as of August 30th, 2022, and you can see just how bad off the state of California was. Virtually the entire state was in severe or greater drought, and just a tiny bit of moderate down there for some of the San Diego region. But you can see exceptional drought dominated a lot of the San Joaquin Valley there, and extreme drought up across the Sacramento Valley as well. But then as we go on into what is right now, you can see just how much better it is after two fairly nice fall and winter and spring seasons here, precipitation. It started off there once we went on to the end in September of 2022 on into the winter portion of 2023, the new year of 2023, where we had all those atmospheric rivers. So much better than we were 2 years ago. I just wanted to point that out and kind of, we can be thankful for what we've got here across a lot of California, because it's not always going to be like this. And also we have fires burning out there. We have the Boone Fire here, and we have the Bear Fire here north of Lake Tahoe. And the Boone Fire here is between I-5 and 101. So if we take a look, this is yesterday, and I'm going to scroll back, and you can see the Boone Fire. There it is right there. So the GOES 18 satellite imagery is very good for picking out where forest fires are burning. The Coffee Pot Fire looks like it's producing some right there, and you can see some of the cumulus buildup as we went through the day yesterday. So if we go ahead and take a look at Northern California here, central northern, you can see the Bear Fire there north of Lake Tahoe and kind of burning out there. You can also see the Boone Fire in this one, and the Coffee Pot Fire there. And thank goodness the Park Fire is no longer producing smoke at this time of year. It doesn't look like the fires across some of Northwest California are very active right now as well. But if you're smelling smoke, it's probably from either the Boone or the Bear or the Coffee Pot Fire out there. So heads up for that. But anyway, yeah, we'll continue to break this down. I have a great interest in what that extended model runs continue to bring with some of that tropical activity back up into the southwest. But again, just a fantasy forecast right now. But we will be watching on a daily basis. We'll check back to see if we got any offshore wind events in our future. Right now, it doesn't look like anything is coming in the immediate future. So otherwise, what else? Yeah, hope you guys are liking the channel. Click like and subscribe. We'll do this all again tomorrow, and I will talk to you guys then.